G'day gamers, Ranger Tony here with a brand new 7 Days to Die playthrough. We are going to do Escape from Alpha18. This is very similar to or inspired by Woodle's Gyrocopter speedrun. We are going to try to escape. I am going to set, at the moment, my ultimate goal is to get a Gyrocopter and leave. But if things are going too long and things are getting too hard, a motorcycle or the four-wheel drive is enough for me to say that we've made an escape condition. It's obvious there's no end game in the game at this point, because it's still an alpha. But it's obvious that there is some form of civilization out there that you could get to because of the fact that there are supply drops. So there is somebody out there in civilization who is able to, every few days, get together enough spare resources that they can drop supplies to you from an aeroplane. They obviously have aeroplanes with enough fuel and enough spare resources to create these supply drops with parachutes and flares and all of that. So you should be able to escape and get to them. So that's what we want to try and do with this. I have created a new world. It is this one here called Whammy Territory. The seed for this game was called Down Under, one word, capital D, capital U, space Alpha18, one word, with Alpha with the number 18 after it, and Alpha is a capital A. I'm going to call this game Escape from Alpha18. My settings are all pretty well standard, except I don't drop anything on death because I will probably die, knowing me, probably more than once, and I like to mark airdrops on. That's it. Right, so here we are, and so far, so good. We are in the temperate biome, which is a big load off, and ooh, that's a big factory or something there. And is that a passing gas? A gas station over there? Right, and there's no sign of snow so far, so I'm going to assume that it's just the temperate biome. Okay, let's get started. I have a couple of mods. You will notice I've got this mod down here with the extra information on the HUD for the food and the water, and I've got the large large inventory mod. I also have a mod which makes nests more common so that I can get more feathers, but more importantly, I can get eggs. And I have added a little modlet that destroys nests and rubbish piles like this after you loot them, so that I don't have to keep track of whether I've looted those things or not. That's pretty well it for the mods. And everything else is straight, plain old vanilla. Which probably means that I will die within the first few days, because even though I've put a bunch of hours into this game by now, I don't consider myself to be the greatest player in the world. Okay at building, but actually fighting zombies and stuff like that is still a challenge at times. It's okay once I've got enough equipment, but we'll see how we go. So my plan for the playthrough is fairly similar to what Woodle did in his videos, in that I'm going to be attempting to build up my intelligence enough so that I can construct the gyrocopter at absolute worst. If nothing else, the plan will be construct the gyrocopter because I've learnt all the recipes and I gather all the parts and away we go. But I am going to try and pump a few points here and there into Lucky Looter so that I can hopefully loot some of the stuff that I'm going to need rather than having to make it. If I can find gyrocopter parts rather than having to make them, that will of course be good. And that's what Jarwoodle did in his playthrough. He was actually lucky enough to find the parts that he needed on day 7 and flew away from the horde, the very first horde. So I doubt I will be anywhere near that lucky. Okay, my standard approach here, put the bedroll down off the side of the road so that it's not in the way, so we don't end up running over it at some later date. Give me that stone. I need the stones until I've got enough. So there we go. Great. Now let's chop down this stone here. Now, for building my base, I'm going to do a fairly simple base build. I'm not out to build the biggest base in the world because it's not essentially a speed run, but I do want to concentrate on looting and finding things, not spending, hours and hours of game time and video time building a base. The base for me is just a place where I come of a night so that I don't get attacked by zombies. So it's going to be mostly an AFK designed base, using the steep inclined wedges as a way to stop them from getting into my base. You will see that later on. So it's going to have a raised walkway, stairs up to a raised walkway with inclined edges, that sort of thing. But it's going to be a simple base just to house all of my stuff that I need to be, workbenches, etc. And that's it. From there, most of my time is going to be out and about, looting, gathering the resources I need to be able to keep leveling up and finding all the stuff I need to be able to eventually escape this hellhole that is 7 Days to Die. Okay, so let's... I should have enough. Let's make the clothing. Now, because as I said, I don't see any snow, I'm going to go with the hat rather than the hood. So I'm going to craft the hat and the shoes and the gloves and the pants and the shirt. There we go. So, the saying goes, no shirt, no shoes, no service. Well, that's why I wear shoes as well as a shirt. I mean, if you're not wearing pants, well, you're obviously frequenting slightly different. Did I make 2 lots of... I did make 2 lots of shirts for some strange reason. Yeah, if you're not wearing pants, you're obviously not going to the same venues as I do, because every venue I go to, people wear pants. Really wish there had been a few eggs amongst all of that, but that's okay. Here is, okay. So before we make the bow, we are going to make the spear, so we have a better melee weapon. Oops. That, then that, then that. Rightio. Ooh. Want that. And we can make a bone knife, so let's do that. Right. So, what have we got over here? No, this isn't a gas station. This is a burger joint. I've not seen this before. It's a new POI to me. Now, I want to build... Like, I've been building, you know, on flat ground for a while, of course. I've decided I want to build on a car park. Because, you know, the ground is fairly solid and robust. It's not just, you know, 250 of dirt. It's 1500, so it'll survive a bit. But this car park is just a little... It's not that it's small, but I'd want to, like, clear out all of that, or all of that. And that's a covered car park there. There's cover over those cars. This looks like a little... Oops. Let's grab that. Looking for eggs. Have I got them yet? No. Hey, we finally got an egg. I saw another one here. And this has got a hole in it. I don't want holes. I want nice big flat. I'll loot the garbage piles, but that's good. That's good. Pathetic, but that's fine. Potato seeds. May or may not get into that later. Another hole. I mean, I could build just on a road. If I could find a road somewhere that was... like a little cul-de-sac off the side of a main road, I would build on that in a heartbeat. Not a problem whatsoever. That would be perfect. Don't mind me just gathering resources while we go. Oh, I forgot to put down the... the final block. Here we go. Let's head back over here because I like to do things consistently. Ooh. Where was my bedroll? I got ahead of myself. Here we are. Go and create a campfire. Put it on top, and we're done. Okay, so where am I going to put points? Well, I said I was going to use Lucky Looter, so that's going to be 1. I want Master Chef so that I can create some decent food to begin with, because there's nothing worse in this game than trying to create food without that. I'm going to take Iron Gut because I believe it's essential, at least just the 1 point in here, because you just seem to die so easily from eating anything in this game. And then we're going to go Advanced Engineering. It feels like it's a little bit of a waste putting it in this straight away, but I'm going to do that because it'll be a little while before we're at a point where we can use that, but we'll do it anyway. So, yeah, I could build in the middle of the road, but as I've said, I don't like putting things in the middle of the road because then you're driving along in whatever vehicle you're on, whether it's a bike, mini bike, motorcycle, car, what have you, and you're having to dodge around things. So I really like the roads to be as clear as possible. That's why I didn't put my bedroll in the middle of the road when I started before. But if it was a cul-de-sac, that would be a different thing. But I'm just going to have a bit of a look. We'll just go along the road here, and we'll see if we can find buildings with car parks. Like, I think some of the gas stations have decent sized car parks. Do you have any loot? You do not. Do you have any loot? You do. Stand still. Oh. Here we go. There we go. Right. Ooh, big guy. Can I make more arrows? I can make 23 more arrows. How did that miss? God, he's so bloody big, there's no way that missed. And that. What the hell? Throwing the spear like that, but it's the only way to do decent damage, at least with the stone spear. I mean, it does really good damage with the other spears, but oh, this looks promising. This well, actually, this street looks promising. If this doesn't go anywhere, I could build on this. No, it goes up the hill that way. Tempting. Definitely tempting. Oh, biker over there. Some eggs, good. This just, I don't know, this doesn't look big enough. And I've got to get rid of that car. This area out here is just too full of stuff with these little grassed sections in the middle. What's that? Lucky Looter Volume 1, more dukes. Scrap that. Scrap that. Scrap that. Scrap that. Ooh, that's a nice POI there, that one. It's got a lot of good construction loot. Mostly just the sand and stuff. Come here, you. Must remember that's there. Okay. Yeah, I just don't think the area out here with these grassed sections, I don't want that around my base. And there's a lot of stuff to clean up. Cars and metal and trees and rubbish everywhere, stones everywhere. Let's keep looking around this other side. I don't know, maybe there's a road along here, or there's that road there, but that actually goes somewhere. Ultimately, I want to use a road which goes nowhere if I have to use a road. But a parking lot. I seem to recall that they're around the back, maybe? It's in the default map. Yeah. What's around there? Let me just grab this. This area here looks promising. Might be able to do something with this. Yeah, look, there's not much trash around here. Get rid of that easily enough, and that might be a problem, but I might be able to work around it. Let me let me gather some resources and see what we can come up with here. I think I have enough resources. Okay, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the main size of our base. Okay, so we're going to have a walkway, a simple stair at the moment coming up, and then our base is here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the sun is going down, but here is our base at the moment. Simple frame stairway up to a walkway and a little landing. This is going to be replaced with inclined wedges. There's going to be another section of inclined wedges beyond this, which goes all the way to the ground. This one's just going to be one high, and then there'll be stairs beyond that. I could extend it even further and put more of a killing corridor type of thing in there. We will see later on. General structure of the base. But what we're then going to do is we have our door here, like that. And then we have our wooden plates and our wooden hatches. So our plates go like this. Like so. We also need to put our land claim block. Yes. This corner here, and then we. Oops, wrong one. We put the final plate that we built on top of that. You'll see why in a sec. And then we put in our hatches. Like so. And then stairs there. And there. And there. And then we just fill in the rest of the ceiling blocks. And we're out of wood. So in the morning we will get the last of the wood and finish off our ceiling, and then we will put down a bedroll and cook fire down here. Upstairs we'll have a forge, workbenches, etc. And we can just defend this at the moment, but eventually we will, as soon as we can, as soon as we have some flagstone blocks, some cobblestone we can make into flagstone, we'll put those inclined wedges in and we will be nice and safe up here. So I hope you enjoyed this first episode of Escape from Alpha 18. If you did, please give me a like and share it with your friends. Be sure to subscribe to keep up to date with all of the latest episodes, and I will see you for the next one. Thanks. Bye.